Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton. This is my YouTube channel, Dalton My World, and thank you for coming back. If you're a new person, thank you for visiting. Lips don't want to work today. Anyway, this is going to be a story time. All right, and this story time is called Chrissy. And when I believe it happened in Oklahoma at a club. It was actually an after hours club called the Rec Room. I went up there and the music was good. I went up there with two of my friends. And one guy, his name was Chris, right? And to this day, I forget the other guy's name. He was real tall. I forget his other name. And it's usually, we were out there dancing or whatever. But this day, and I believe it was a rec room, could have been a club. Anyway, this particular night, we were playing pool, right? And music was kicking real good, and there was no alcohol, nothing like that, because it was after hours club. Music was kicking, boom, boom. I mean, it just, really good vibe. And I'm not really a pool player, but I was playing pool against, at that time, my friend Chris. Now, Chris, let me explain. Chris is the ultimate nerd, okay? I mean, super smart, super smart when it comes to book smarts. But when it comes to dealing with people and some things that may be considered common sense, not so much. But there's always a give and take. There's always a give and take. I met people who were geniuses when it comes to being streetwise, but was really not very good when it comes to book smarts. Now, so we're playing pool, and he's trying to size up, his shot, and he's taking forever, right? And for some reason, a name just popped into my head, right? So I go, come on, Chrissy. Come on, Chrissy. Take the shot, you know. Well, little did I know, all of a sudden, he stands up like this, right? With the pool stick in his hand. Stands up. And then he does one of these numbers. He looks off in his face, and his head turns like this, people. I lie to you not. And he goes, I hate the name Chrissy. In junior high and high school, that's all they ever called me. They teased me, and they called me Chrissy. And he was looking all, he's looking all crazy, right? So I'm there, and yeah, at that time I was working out, but still, he was a little taller than me, and I knew I was like, if this is a fight, I'm gonna have to lose this one because, this guy's looking psychotic. Okay, this is gonna be one hell of a fight. And he's like, and he's just looking off into space like he's somewhere else, not on Earth, just somewhere else, right? So I'm thinking, okay, well, my homie, my other friend, my homie, I'm like, okay, he's probably seen this before, him do this before. I never seen him just freak out like this, but my homie got my back, right? So I look back. I look back to talk to my homie to ask him what's going on, right? People, my homie ghosted me. I look back, he was all the way to the other side of the room in the corner, and he was literally doing one of these numbers like, just looking around, any place except for where we are, just pretending like, he don't see what's going on, right? He straight up ghosted me, people. Pow. So I'm like, okay. It's like, what the hell? So, I'm okay. I was like, okay. But actually, to be honest with you, I felt bad because I used to be teased a lot. People made fun of me different times, especially when they were jealous or something like that. So I felt bad. I literally, genuinely felt bad. So I just said, okay, I'm gonna end up having to fight this guy, or, but I wanted to tell him the truth. And I just told him straight up. I said, man, look, I don't know your past, and I'm sorry I triggered you. Did a trigger word? I mean, I just told him. Well, I didn't say trigger because I didn't know the psychological aspect or name for it at that time. But yeah, it's a trigger. Um, but I told him, I said, I don't know your past. I said, I said, I apologize for calling you that. I said, I never called you that before. I don't even know why that popped in my head. And I remember one thing too. I remember clearly to this day that I was reading about a couple of days before, and it said that we were in something called a Mercury retrograde. Okay, and we had another week to go. I remember that clearly. But anyway, so he was like, he was holding on to that pool stick. And I said, straight up, I said, but if we have to go, then we can go. I said, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna win. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna lose. I said, but that's what you want. Then cool. I said, but I'm just being honest with you. I have no idea that anybody ever called you that name. I apologize for saying that. Um, I said, I don't even know why it popped in my head. I said, but I said, because, stuff like that, people pick on me, and stuff like that happened to me when I was younger. So, I apologize for all that, right? And all of a sudden, he was like, and I said, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I mean, because he's a cool guy. I mean, me, I'm a little bit of a geek, a little bit nerd, but nothing major. Okay, not uh, so so he all of a sudden he's starting to get kind of the typical look back in his eyes, like he's actually down to earth, and he put the pool stick down. He's like, hey, he apologized. He said, I'm sorry, man. I know. He said, if you knew what I went through in junior high and high, and how he said that was a name they constantly told him. And I never called him that again, of course. And the other guy, what I eventually did is, I eventually cut him out of my life. You can't have a friend that don't got your back. You know what I'm saying? You can't have that. And he just thought I got busy, and I just let him think that I got busy because I stopped calling him and really stopped, communicating with him. But actually, what I was doing, I was being like a surgeon and precisely and carefully cutting him out of my life, and then letting him think that it was his idea. Maybe things got busy or whatever, but I knew exactly what I was doing, and I got rid of him as a friend. But that is what happened, and that's the story about Chrisy. And man, I'm telling you, that that so-called friend of mine, supposed to have my back, man, he ghosted me, man. I looked back and he was way on the other side in the corner, looking up in the air, acting like, literally like you see on some dark type of cartoon. He's looking up in the air. He was, man, that made me mad. But anyway, that's my story time, and it's called Chrisy. Um, and that literally happened when I was younger, and going out to clubs with a friend of mine. All right, and I ask you to give me a thumbs up. I ask you to share this, subscribe. All right, give me a comment about maybe some crazy incident that you had. Okay, in your life, give me a comment, and but of course, keep it respectful, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is an adult channel, but sometimes, you know, those younger ones try to sneak around in here. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and I shall rap to you later. Woo! Straight up ghosted me, man. Poof! Oh shit. Oh man.